What's the funniest way you've ever seen the class genius get embarrassed? In my English class, we had this one girl, Madison, who thought she was basically a professional author. She always had some literary critique ready for everyone's work, interrupted people during discussions, and acted like the rest of us couldn't even write a proper sentence. Every single assignment became an opportunity for her to demonstrate her supposed superiority. One day, we were doing peer reviews for our personal narrative essays. The teacher had us read our stories aloud to get feedback from classmates. Madison had been bragging all week about how her essay was going to blow everyone away, saying she'd spent hours perfecting every word and that her vocabulary was far more sophisticated than what we usually heard in class. The first few students read their essays. Madison kept sighing dramatically during each one, making little comments under her breath about how basic their word choices were. She'd roll her eyes whenever someone used a common phrase and whisper to the person next to her about how she would have written it better. When it was finally her turn, she practically leaped out of her seat. She walked to the front of the class with this theatrical confidence, holding her essay like it was a published novel. She actually announced before starting, "Now let me show you what real writing looks like." Half the class exchanged looks, already annoyed before she even began. She started reading in this overly dramatic voice, pausing for effect after what she clearly thought were particularly brilliant sentences. But something was off. Her essay was supposed to be about a meaningful childhood memory, but instead of telling a coherent story, she just stuffed every sentence with the most unnecessarily complicated words possible. She used utilize instead of use, commence instead of start, and ambulate instead of walk. But the real problem was that half the words didn't even make sense in context. She said her grandmother was exhibiting culinary prowess when she meant cooking, and that her dog was demonstrating locomotive capabilities when she meant running around the yard. The worst part came when she described being sad as experiencing an overwhelming manifestation of melancholic sentiment due to the absence of maternal presence. The whole class was trying not to laugh. Even the teacher's expression started shifting from patient to confused. Madison kept reading though, completely oblivious, getting more animated with each ridiculous sentence. She ended with what she clearly thought was a profound conclusion. Something about how this memory encapsulates the quintessential essence of human existence and interpersonal connectivity. When she finished, she looked up with this expectant smile, waiting for everyone to be amazed by her genius. The room was completely silent. Everyone just stared, not sure if she was serious or if this was some kind of joke. Then our teacher cleared her throat and said, "Madison, that was certainly wordy, but using big words doesn't make writing good. It just makes it confusing. Your actual story got completely lost." Someone in the back couldn't hold it in anymore and started laughing. Then another person joined in. Within seconds, the whole class was cracking up. Madison's face went from confident to mortified in about 2 seconds. Her hands started shaking as she held her paper. The teacher continued, "Also, you used ambulate incorrectly 3 times. Manifestation doesn't work in that context, and I'm pretty sure locomotive capabilities refers to trains, not dog." The laughter got even louder. Madison looked like she wanted to disappear into the floor. She mumbled something about how we clearly weren't sophisticated enough to appreciate advanced prose, crumpled her essay, and practically ran back to her desk. We never saw her again.